Hello, Beez Bladers. Welcome back to the channel and welcome newcomers to the channel. I've got what looks like a pretty fancy looking Kizer for you guys. I've been seeing this on Instagram and now I've got it so I can show you guys, and we're going to check it out because Kizer right now has a sale going on their site from November 15th until December 31st, up to 20% off their minimum advertised price. It's called a MAP price. Not sure what that is, but you can go check out Kizer right now. It's below up to 20% off, so that is pretty sweet. And you can always check out the links in my channel for discount codes and all that good fun stuff. And if I can get this box open now, I can already tell this is one of the fancy Kizer boxes. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Would you look at it? That is sweet. All right, here we go. Ready? That is just so fancy. I love getting one of these boxes. You get a cleaning cloth and a little insert. When you get one of these fancy schmancy Kizers, I know that, yeah, there's a cleaning cloth in there. You can see it. All right, ooh, and you get a nice case. A nice case, yeah. So, check it out. Check it out. All right, let's get in here. Nothing else? Man, I like those cases. That is sweet when they come with the case. That is cool. That's very cool. So this is the the Kizer Begleiter Mini in the green aluminum. Ooh, look at that. Would you look at it? Just look at it. Whoa, the fanciness. Holy moly. That is sweet. Now this knife, this one you can get, this one's a little pricier than what you guys usually see on the channel, but I'm telling you there are $55 options. So I'll tell you what all the options are. Let's check out this blade. Oh my gosh, look at that. I'm going to wipe it off real quick. Do a little wipey wipe. Now this one is 105, and it's got the fancy steel and the fancy handles, and we'll go all through it, and then I'll do an attempt and see if we can disassemble this sucker so you can guys can see what it looks like inside. Look at that CPM 4V steel. Yeah, you see it. That's right. And on this side, what do we have? Begleiter Mini. Not a bunch of branding all over the place. I'll give you a screenshot there. Now, you can get this same knife in green micarta, black micarta, red micarta for 55 bucks. Not to mention 10% off with my discount code. You guys are looking at a great deal. But if you want this fancy one, and we'll go all the way down the line here and take a look at it. As far as the fit and finish, so far the finish looks absolutely awesome. Love that pivot collar. That is sweet. And okay, so it's not, I thought it would be slick. It is kind of slick, but boy, this is so gentlemanly. And it has the shadow box liners there, just a little bit of shadow boxing going on, and big old lanyard spot. And here's what it looks like on the inside. You have those black liners. Man, that is sweet. Go down this end for you. Look at that. Really, it looks like a really nice grind on the blade. Yeah, and it looks like they've lubed it up well. Gotta have enough lube. Can't be dry. And this is an Azo design, as you can see right there. Very nice. Very, very nice. And we are going to go all the way through this thing. So what I'm going to do is I'll get the specs, and we'll run through the specs in 30 seconds. Maybe 60 seconds. All right, let's set this puppy down and zoom way up in here. And are you ready? Are you set? Okay, so our total length is 6.6 inches. You got a reverse tanto blade with CPM 4B steel. Oh yeah. Your total blade length is 2.94 inches. Sharpened blade is 2.74 inches. So your blade length width right about here is 0.58 inches. And your blade stock thickness, yeah, the blade stock is 109 thousandths. And let's see, behind the edge is 12 thousandths. Pretty much all the way across is 12 thousandths behind the edge. You have nice aluminum scales. Your handle length closed is 3.7 inches from tip to tip. Your handle width right about here is 0.67, and your thickness is 0.47. So this is made in China. It's an Azo design, and the model number is 43458 KFC4. There, was that in less than 60 seconds? What do you think? Now, I was telling you guys about the $55 version. That one is N690 blade steel. It is not the CPM 4V. I'm pretty sure you would not expect to get that. Let's see how sharp this is. Ooh, it feels very grabby. Very, very grabby. Look at that. Nice. I love it getting a nice even grind from the factory. That is refreshing. Let's see what it does. Are we ready? Will it cut? Yeah, pretty nice. Ooh, yeah. Look at that. I'm shaving it. Shaving hairs. Look at that. Would y'all look at it? Oh yeah, it's sharp right out of the box. So did we check out the pocket clip? Let's see. So it's definitely a deep carry pocket clip and very nice. The screws are not sticking out, so you don't have any mushrooms growing in the shade. And it is not reversible. So sorry about that, lefties. And we'll get a look on the inside here shortly when I get up and close and take this bad boy apart. So let's do some quick size comparisons so you guys can get an actual idea of just how big or small the Begleiter Mini is. And man, I just can't get over how neat this knife looks. That is sweet. Can't help it, guys. Checking knives out. I gotta get mine in there too. All right, so here's a couple examples. Here's the Spyderco Delica 4 as far as width-wise. So it's a little thicker than the Delica 4, but it's probably a good thing because it's a smaller knife. And I'll put it up against a few here, and then we'll lay it down and check them out. Now here's the QSP Penguin. You can see they're pretty much about the same there. And here's the Begleiter 2, the Kizer Begleiter 2. And we're not wanting to focus for some silly reason. Sorry about that. There we go. Oh yeah, we're locked on now, bad boys. So yeah, it's about the same thickness as the Begleiter 2. And let's put it up against the CJRB Milea. Definitely the Milea is thinner. Thinner profile going on there. And we'll do one more. We'll do the Civivi Lumi. How about the Lumi? The Lumi is thinner. All right, I'm going to lay this bad boy down, and I'll just throw some up here real quick for you. That way you can get a really good idea of what you're looking at size-wise. Now, here's the QSP Penguin. So that gives you an idea. This is a common one. A lot of you guys and gals have is the Penguin. So you can see it's definitely a gentleman's type carry. It's one of those ones that you can put in your pocket, and you don't even know it's there. We'll weigh it here real quick because I didn't weigh it. We'll see what this bad boy weighs. Now, here's the Civivi Lumi. I figured this would probably be similar in size. The Lumi is even smaller than the Begleiter Mini. So there you go. There's a couple. Let's throw up a couple more. But you know me. There you go. CJRB, Milea. So, you know, it's totally different body style and everything else. But I'm hoping you guys will have one of these. That way you can see. Now, here's the Sencut Scepter. Now we're getting closer to the ballpark. And I have another one here that I think is going to be even closer. And I like this one. This is the Kaiser Feist Deadpool. Really like this one. And you can get this at Mojave Outdoor. There's 10% off. There's 3 different places. There's 10% off discount codes down in the description. And I have affiliate codes and affiliate links to all kinds of knife sharpening supplies, knives I recommend. I always got to remember that plug, you guys. Go check out everything in the description of every video. You can become a channel member. You can be a patron. There's all kinds of fun stuff. You can check out the perks. And of course, we're going to be doing a big giveaway for the patrons and channel members. And the channel members, you guys have a blast with those emojis on Friday nights. So that's enough of my little plug. And while I'm at it, hey, give me a thumbs up. Let me know that you're supporting Beez Blades. All right, here's another Kaiser. Back to the subject at hand. Here is the Kaiser Splinter. So you see, we're along the same width-wise, you know, as far as handle. Now we're talking. There's 3 beautiful Kaisers. I'm telling you what. Here's the new Kaiser Cormorant button lock. And let's see, pivot to pivot. And this one's going to be available real soon. There's a couple versions. There's one at White Mountain Knives. And then you're going to be able to get them, I think, also at Blade HQ. Those will be showing up really soon. These, and if you want to see all the details and this one disassembled, you can go check out the video. Go check out the video. I disassembled it and showed you guys what it's all about. So there's those. And this is the Begleiter 2. All right? So there's your size comparisons. Let's see what this bad boy weighs. Let me get it where you can see it. Let me take a guess. It's a small, I'm gonna guess 2 ounces even. It's probably somewhere in that vicinity. Oh, more. 2.47, 2.48 ounces. So 2.5 ounces for a aluminum handled knife. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right, so let's show you guys some deployment. Now, your deployment method's definitely gonna be a thumb stud. Man, this is a sleek knife. I can't help it. Just, wow. We'll see what it looks like going in and out of the pocket. Matter of fact, we'll do that right now. Let's see what it looks like going in and out of the pocket. That looks a pretty nice looking pocket clip. Oh yeah, look at that. Would you look at it? Just look at it. Nice, very nice. All right, let's see how the action works here. Get my finger in there. Wow, it is snappy. Oh my gosh. Okay, you guys gotta... Are you hearing this? Oh man, the acoustics. So it builds up its own pressure. It has a really nice detent. Once it hits that certain sweet spot, it just snaps out. You would almost think it has a spring in there. It is, pow, right in the kisser. I'm gonna let you guys hear this. And you know what? For such a lightweight blade, I mean, I can't wait till this guy is cleaned up a little bit after we disassemble it. Man, I love that sound. That is pretty sweet. So let me give you an idea of, let me back out here just a little bit more. Give you an idea. My hand from here to here is 4 inches. Here to here is 3.5. And from the base of my palm to the end of my middle finger is 7.25. So this is what it looks like in my hand. My hand, remember, from here to here is 4 inches. So there's that. Wow, that snaps. So there's what it looks like. I'm able to get all 4 fingers on it. The 4th finger is kind of like pushed in a little bit by this ramp right here, which is pretty cool. Kind of locks it in. And you can, all right, that's pretty nice. So there's a nice flat here. It doesn't have a finger choil, but this flat works really well. That's comfortable. And man, this is going to be super. Oh, this is going to be awesome for doing utility cutting. Look at that. It just fits in the hand. This is a great knife. It's kind of like an office carry / business carry / you can carry it whenever you want. It looks pretty good in the jeans too. This is like, I don't know. I feel fancy with this one. So yeah, that's pretty good. You know, I have larger size hands, and that's not uncomfortable, depending on how I hold it. You know, and with a knife like this, I'm probably going to be holding it like this when I'm cutting. I'm not going to be doing anything heavy with this thing, although this blade steel can handle it. But I'm going to be holding it up here, and when I hold it up here, the pocket clip's not bothering me. I mean, I'm not really going to be using this in a hammer grip. If I use it in a hammer grip way up here like this, then that's going to be getting me right there a little bit. But I see myself, you know, using it like this, and like that. And like this, and I couldn't help it. So let's see, what kind of choil do we have? Sharpening choil, ooh boy, it's like right on the plunge grind. So we could have used a sharpening choil. That's gonna make us smile right away. Yeah, that would be the only detraction I'm finding so far, is just not really much of a sharpening choil, because you can see the plunge grind, it stops right there. Right there. So yeah, that's one little nego that I can find, but that's about it. The action is really good. The ergos, they work just fine. I like it. As far as fidget factor, I mean, it's not the most fidgety knife in the world, because it has the one option, and I'm not going to be able to get my finger back here, I don't think, to do any kind of reverse flicking. The detent's too strong for me to reverse flick. Maybe once I've wore it in just a little bit. But overall, so far, I don't have any complaints. Other than a sharpening choil, but that's just a little nitpicky. That's just a little nitpicky. Let's see what our lockup is. What is our lockup? Lockup looks good. Lockup looks really good. Oh, yeah. So, let's say, what, 60%, 55%, something like that. So, the lockup's really nice. Are we centered? Are we centered? Let's see. It looks like it's a tad to the show side. Maybe just a hair. Or that could be just me. What do you guys think? It's pretty close. You know, I'll probably take this apart and never get it centered again. We're about to find out. You guys ready to take this thing apart and see what the inside looks like? I'm going to do it. Let's do it. Okay, guys, we are back and we are on the table. Are you ready to try to take this apart? I'm going to be using my Weehaw bits. If you want one of these Weehaw bit sets, and it has the driver that goes inside here. If you're starting out, I recommend just go ahead and get this. Spend the money. It's not that expensive, because if you get the cheaper ones, you're going to strip them and buy another set and strip them and finally get a Weehaw set that'll last you. There will be a link in the description, affiliate link. You can go grab you one of these, and then you can get you a little bit driver just like this. And then I really like this CRKT bit driver. This thing is pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. So let's see if we can take this apart without any trouble. So this side, well, it's not going to be that side. It's going to be this side. Very nice. That means it probably has a D-shaped pivot. A pivot. Let's see what it looks like in here. We have a, oh, it's already loose. That's different. Might need a little Loctite. I mean, it wasn't loose, but it wasn't tight, I can tell you that. So there's our screw, and then pivot collar. It's pretty cool, that pivot collar. I have to remember to put that in the correct way. You got to remember to put everything correct. Is this a T8? No. So the only thing that's T8, and I'm going to get a T6 out here. The only thing that is T8 is the pivot. And let's see how easy and or difficult this is going to be. That is a T6. Oh, nice. Easy. Now, if you guys have seen my disassemblies before, when I assemble it back together, I don't typically use Loctite. I know a lot of people live by it. Me, this is what I personally do, just to explain, is that I check my knives a lot, and if it starts to come loose, then I'll put some Loctite on it, get the knife adjusted, and leave it for 24 hours and won't even touch it and let it dry. That's just me, but I check my screws all the time. So if you're going to take it apart and clean it, put it back together, and never check the screws, I suggest using, and I would just make a little drop, get some medium removable Loctite like that, some medium thread locker Loctite, and make sure you don't get the red because you will regret it. But get some medium Loctite and let it set on there for 24 hours, and then you won't have to even wonder. But me, I mean, you know, my entire pastime is messing with knives, so I always check them. And I have found that for me personally, most of the time I never have to put thread locker in them. Sometimes if the pivot walks, here I am taking this side apart, and I planned on taking the other side apart. Let me put these back in. Kind of like the live stream. I get to talking and forget what I'm doing. Not quit paying attention, you know. Squirrel! Let's take this pocket clip off. Pretty sure that pocket clip's going to have to come out of there. Gonna have to come out of there. Very nice. Very, very nice. Pocket clip is off. Off. We have one more screw, and I set my screws. I try to set them out as in the same spot that I've taken them apart, so I can put the same screw in the same hole. That's just me. A lot of people don't do that, don't care. I'm just showing you what I do. I am no professional by any means, so just saying. All right, so let's see. You can see we have a D-shaped pivot right there, and that's why it didn't spin, which is very nice. And how easy or difficult is it going to be? Okay, here we go. It's coming off there. It's coming off there. It's a little bitty plastic pry bar here. Boy, that's some tight tolerances. It's in there. It's in there. What commercial was that from? Wow, that sucker is in there. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. So let's see, is it clean? Yeah, that's pretty darn clean. I mean, geez, it's not going to take a whole lot of cleaning for this dude. Pretty clean, pretty clean. Let's see what it looks like on this side. All right, there is your ceramic ball bearings, which is very nice. We'll get this cleaned up and put our own Lube-dube on there. All right, so here's what I'm noticing. Try to always put your, well, this is just my advice. This is what I do. Always put your, what do you call those things? Your ball bearings back in the direction you found them. So this one in particular has the closed end facing the blade. So I got to remember that and put the closed end facing the blade and not put them backwards. Otherwise I'll be spinning forever trying to figure out why it won't center. And we've been having really good luck on the channel with knives centering lately. So let's hope it stays that way. So our pivot. Will the pivot come out? Do I need to take it out? So, oh, now that's nice. They've got it cleaned around there. Instead of having the coating where the ball bearing hits, it's cleaned off. That's probably why it has such good action. You know what? I'm just going to leave that dude in there. And we'll just clean it off. All right, so I'm going to get a little bit of alcohol. A little bit of alcohol. Put on a microfiber. And we'll just clean it off. And we'll be good to go. We'll see if the action improves. I mean, the action was already good to begin with. But I'm just going to clean the pivot off. And the reason you use alcohol is because it dries off, it dries clean. I was hoping there wouldn't be a big surprise in here for me. These ball bearings, really nice looking, really nice. I'll give you an up close look here at the ball bearing. See there? I know I have some people that you've never seen a knife taken apart before, and a lot of you guys have seen it a million times, but I want to make sure everybody gets the experience. So there's your ceramic ball bearings. Isn't that cool? Isn't that cool? We'll get this other bearing while I'm thinking about it. Get up here. Got to find the wet spot. But I'm having a lot of fun, and you guys, if you're not familiar, Friday nights, Beez Blades, we're live in the hive at 8:15 Eastern on every Friday night. And we usually go for like 2 or 3 hours. Good, usually 8:15 to 11:15 Eastern Standard Time. So even you West Coasters can get in there and have some fun. Have some fun. All right. Let's clean this blade off. Get their gobbledygook off and put our own gobbledygook on. How about that? All right. So that right there is your detent hole. That's where the detent ball will drop into. And your detent ball is right there. See that ball? That drops into that spot. And if you guys have been around, you already know, but hey, you got to remember there's some folks that were just like you or just like me. And we're like, what's a detent? What's a detent ball? All right, so I'm going to be using KPL Knife Pivot Lube, and I have a link in the description, and you get 10% off with my discount code. But this is what the bottle looks like. My bottle's wore off, but that's what KPL looks like. And then I'm going to put 1 drop of KPL Heavy. And you can go check out, they've got those. They have cleaning swabs that you can clean your knife even when you don't take it apart. And I just put 1 drop of KPL Heavy in the detent hole. 1 drop is all you need. A little dabble do ya. And that's more than you need. And I usually will go like this and trail some of that around. Can you guys see what I'm doing? And sometimes I'll trail that around, spread the love, just around the detent track, right down around there to make it all nice and slippery, all nice and loobity-doobity. All right, so hopefully this will go back together okay. And I'm going to put 1 drop on this side of the regular KPL. This bottle, I have, this bottle will be cantankerous with me for some reason. I'll put a drop and then rub it all around. I like to sometimes take my time and use the little cleaning swab to wipe it and spread it. And I usually actually do. You don't have to. You don't have to use one of these. I just like using small tools. It's part of the fun of knife collecting. I like the fidget factor. I like the knife, the form, the function, and I also like the maintenance part. It's fun. It's therapeutic. Therapeutic. All right, so we have a little bit of lube in there, and we have to remember that these did not face, the open side did not face the blade, so I'm putting it in how I found it. And then I'm going to put a little bit of lube, a little bitty drop over here, a little bitty drop over here, spread it around. Yeah, go spread the love. But yeah, this is a pretty sweet version. I've never had a mini Begleiter, and that Begleiter 2, thank you to Q Ball for lending me that to check out, for the channel to check out. And I'm going to put some lube in here to spread that around. And this KPL, this Knife Pivot Lube, it doesn't take much. Don't overdo it. You'll have it leaking out all over the place. Just put a little bit and spread it around. That's why I like using the little swabs that they have, just to spread it around. Now I use KPL light in here, and that's the heavy out there for the detent. All right, let's see how this is going to go back together. Am I forgetting anything yet? We shall see. All right, I'm going to put this on just how I found it. A lot of times, and the reason I mentioned that earlier is a lot of times the open end, this end right here, it's not smooth. The open end of the ball bearings is usually facing the blade. It's not in this case, so I'm putting it back together how I found it. I'm not going to make any alterations, because sometimes you change something and go to put it back together and you can't figure out why it's not working. you can't figure out what the deal is, and it's because you probably made a mistake. All right, so what am I doing here? Oh my gosh, look what I did. So I put lube on the wrong side. That's all right. That's all right. That's why this is live. Just like Beez Live. Yeah, I hope to see you guys on Friday night. We have a blast. And also, I do a giveaway every Friday night on the live stream, just so you know. And I give away a bottle of KPL or KPL Heavy, or now we have KPL Light. And like I said, there is a link in the description if you want to go check that out. There's 10% off. All right, I don't need all that lube out there. Don't need it. All right, so how we looking here? Man, is it really that easy? Is it going together that easy? Easy peasy lemon squeezy? All right. Dude, that is pretty cool. But, you know, I'm probably speaking too soon, and it's going to be all difficult. 3 hours later. So, let's see if this pivot will go in here. I like to put the pivot in first just to kind of hold everything together. Let's see if I can get it started. Will it get started? Okay, just get it started. Now, make sure I'm on camera and put these screws back how I found them, where I found them. Wow, so here's another knife that looks like it's going to go back together well. This is just me. I just put the screw in just enough to hold it in place, and I like to tighten the pivot down first. That's just me. I seem to have better luck that way. And like I said, I'm no pro. I'm just showing you guys what I'm doing. So I just have those screws started. They're not tight. They're just in there holding everything together. So, oh boy, I have the feeling this dude's not going to want to center easy. We shall see. We're about to find out. Oh boy, I was nervous. Sometimes these knives, the ones like this, sometimes they give me trouble. These ones with really nice tolerances. Let's see what it's going to do here. Yep, it's all the way to the side. Let's see. Let's see what it's going to do. It always seems like I missed something. And I'm pretty sure, you know, I put it back together how I found it. Let's see what's going to happen. Are we going to center? Or am I going to have to sit here and fidget and fidget and fidget? You never know. Sometimes that's the case. Let's tighten this pivot down and see what happens. All right, so you can see I'm all the way over to the side. So that means I'm going to have to fool with this sucker. I'm going to have to fool with it. That's just super. I was afraid that would happen. For some reason, the knives that are like this style, seem to do that. So let me make sure I have everything tightened down, because that could be a factor, is having some of these guys loose back here. All right, so you can see I'm all the way to one side. So what I'm going to do is loosen one side, and then I'll tighten my pivot down. So I'm going to loosen every screw on just one side. This is one trick that I'll try and see if it happens. And sometimes this is trial and error, and sometimes you take it apart again and put it back together, and everything, it just works just fine. And you're like, how? Why? And you guys might have already seen what I did wrong. And I think I already know. I don't think I have. Yep. All right, you ready for this? All right, so I'm going to take this bad boy apart. Just take this screw out, and I'll show you what will happen when we do this. Show you what will happen. All right. So I believe I didn't have it lined up like I should have. Yep, I did not have it lined up. So this back spacer, I did not have lined up properly. And I didn't have it all the way down in there when I closed it. There we go. I think that was our problem, is it wasn't squeezing together all the way. See, I didn't have this pushed all the way down, and I was trying to force it. I mean, I wasn't trying to force it, but Now let's see what happens when we put it together. And I'll let you guys see that this is part of putting you know, taking them apart and all that good stuff. Sometimes it's a little bit of trial and error. Don't pop out on me. I have to say, I've had a lot of good luck recently with the knives that I've been disassembling. You guys have been seeing them. If you watch through the disassembly, some folks don't. And you know, it's funny is that I had somebody in one of the comments ask me if it was milled out behind the scales. All right, so what are we doing here? Let me get lined up. I'm doing two things at once. But somebody asked me if it was milled out. And I was thinking, well, if you saw the disassembly part, you would see that it definitely is milled out. But then I realized, you know, not everybody wants to sit and watch the whole video. You know, not everybody's like me or like some of you that are watching me sit here and fidget and fiddle and try to get this dude lined up. So, you know, I keep that into consideration. Some folks want to watch about 60 seconds. They want to see what it looks like. And that's all they're interested in. And I totally respect that. I totally get it. Totally get it. I respect that. All right. See if we're going to line up. See what's going to happen. We'll try it again here. Hopefully we didn't lose any screws to the fray. Look at there. I have one sticking to the... So if you guys are sticking around through this whole long process, and I decided not to edit all this out, I really appreciate you guys. You guys are the tried and true Beez Blade'ers. Seeing this trial and error happen here. And I going in, I was wondering how this one was going to go. Getting it centered. Because this is the kind that me personally, seems like these metal ones with nice tolerances, sometimes I have issue getting them back together properly. So what I'm going to do is, it's wanting to go to that side. I'm going to push to that side while I tighten it. Is one trick that I've learned, and it works sometimes, not always. And I don't think it's going to work with this one. I think I'm going to have to keep fooling with this one to get it lined up. And let me make sure. Yep, everything looks good. There's all kinds of different tricks to try. But, yep. We'll try it, see what happens. And that's tightened all the way down. These guys are loose. All right, there we go. Hey, hey, look at there. We have success. That's pretty darn close. How about that? All right. Whew, I was getting worried there for a minute. All right, now we'll tighten this guy down, and then we'll see how the action is. Tighten this guy down. Put the pocket clip back on. Nice, very nice. Whew. I was like, man, I don't know. This might be a long video. And it already has been a long video. I probably will have to have some of this edited out because I know a lot of you guys do not want to sit and watch too long. I'm going to put this pocket clip back in. Screw, screw, screw. Screw, screw, screw. All right, so I only finger tighten them. What is going on there? All right, everybody's finger tighted. I smell alcohol. And it's not on my breath, trust me. Okay, how's the action? Wow, man, it pops out. It's a little tight. I could probably loosen it just a little bit. Man, sounds fantastic. Let's see how it feels. It is rock solid. I could probably loosen it just a hair. Just a hair. Just a tiny hair. Ah, there we go. There we go. Sounds great, doesn't it? All right, let's wrap this up. All right, there you go, guys. It took a little bit of trial and error there, but we got it centered up, and the action is great. Man, I'm telling you what, it's snappy. I love the sound of it. What do you guys think about it? Give me some comments. Tell me what you think about it. If you don't have an opinion about it, you guys know what I always say. Say something else. Tell me what the dog ate for dinner. I don't care. Just say hello in the comments. That's what keeps this thing alive, makes it live in the hive. I really appreciate you guys. Remember to live life in the present. Keep a Band-Aid handy. And don't cut yourself.